As I've said before, when you're dead, you have a lot of time to connect dots. You also have time to reflect on things that you never would have thought of when you were alive. In 1997, when I returned to Apple, we put on this campaign, Here's to the Crazy Ones. You'll see the video of it in which we celebrate all the crazy people who made a difference in the world, and then we ended with Think Different. Well, I want to talk to you today about here's to the outsiders and outcasts. Because I was an outsider, but I made it to being an outlier without being an outcast. Huge difference. I never felt like I belonged anywhere. I was adopted and I felt different, but I wasn't bullied and I wasn't humiliated. And so I got to be under the radar, that odd person who kind of did his thing. And so I was able to go from an outsider to an outlier, especially because I had the love and support of my adoptive parents, Paul and Sarah Jobs, who saw something special in me that they didn't see in themselves, and they supported that. So at my core, even if I was abandoned, as Walter Isaacs had said, I was chosen and special and loved by my adoptive parents. That's a great foundation to stand on. There are many people who feel like they're on the outside, but instead of being loved, special, and chosen, they feel bullied and they feel humiliated, both at home, out in the world. And when you're continually bullied, you live in unrelenting fear. And when you're continually humiliated, underneath the fear is unrelenting rage. And when you have that unrelenting fear and unrelenting rage, what happens is you can't see anything past that, and you reach a certain point in your life when you can't take it anymore, and if the world has pushed you out and pushed you down, you find a way to get in and get even. So there, but for the grace of God, the love of my parents, and actually many mentors who put up with me through my career. If that didn't happen to me, I could have been one of those outsiders who became an outcast and got even. I got a taste of becoming an outcast. The main taste was when I was demoted in Apple, at Apple in 1985, when I pushed the board to choose between John Scully and me, and I thought they would choose me because I was the father of Apple. How could they not choose me? But they chose him because he was more predictable. I wasn't predictable, I was arrogant, I didn't care about money. So in retrospect, I'm still not happy about it. I can see why they chose him. But my message to you, if you're on the outside, and because you're feeling bullied or humiliated, you're heading towards being an outcast. You're heading towards the appeal of something like terrorism. It doesn't have to be that way. You can find mentors in your life, in school, in your community, who will see the value you have underneath all the fear and rage. Seek them out. Those special mentors, by the way, many of them were outsiders who became outliers, and so they'll be able to relate to you. If you reach out to them, don't bring that chip on your shoulder, the bitterness, the anger, because they'll be sympathetic, but they won't want to be your mentor. So in a moment of reflection, and before I get back to the other side of my personality, don't give up if you're an outsider. You too can become an outlier, and you can live the life that you were meant to have instead of settling for the one you have.